Are you currently looking to list your property but are wondering what you need to fix or how much renovation you should do before you list it? Well, in today's market, many sellers wonder how much work they should do before listing and if it's really worth it. Hi, I'm Don Pelletier. I'm owner-broker at the Don Pelletier Group. The answer to this question really is yes and no, just depending on what's happening in your local market. In today's market, increased inventory has given buyers so many more options than they've had in previous years. This means as a homeowner, you may not be able to ignore some updates or repairs that may not have been necessary or that could have been overlooked just a few months ago. In fact, in a recent article from Realtor.com, to stand out in today's market, sellers should make their homes attractive to buyers, which usually means some selective updates. However, since we are still in a seller's market even right now, renovating a few key areas in your home may be enough to make your house stand out from the competition. And you will need to consider the return on your investment. So according to the 2022 Remodeling Impact Report from the National Association of Realtors, hardwood flooring refinishing and putting in new wood flooring, it has the most significant increase in value in today's market. Also, what's just as important is to make sure that your real estate agent knows of any upgrades you've previously done or home improvements. That way, they can be properly marketed to make buyers aware of your home's features and improvements. Finally, the best recommendation is to spend your time and money wisely by consulting with a real estate professional to see where the best focus should be. So for years, for example, I provided local homeowners with a pre-market consultation. During this 20 to 30-minute meeting, the homeowner typically will walk me through their home. They'll point out things that they're considering doing ahead of selling their home. I'm able to quickly determine which improvements make the most sense and provide the very best returns on their investment. In other words, as I always like to share with them, if you spend $1 and you get that $1 back, the improvement very likely is just not worth doing. However, if you spend $1 and you get a return of $10 for every dollar spent, well, that's a worthwhile improvement and a great return on your investment. So the biggest thing that sellers in today's market have to be concerned with is spending money on home improvements in a softening market. In other words, if a seller owns, let's say, a $1 million property and the seller wants to spend, let's say, $10,000 on all sorts of different home improvements ahead of going on the market, and then if the market were to drop just 1% between right now when the improvements are completed and when their home eventually goes on the market, they just lost that $10,000. So the right improvements coupled with the right timing are the very best way to derive the very best outcome. With nearly 4 decades of experience and over 2,200 successful home sales in all market conditions in 67 different communities throughout Greater San Diego, I can help you navigate the current market and derive the very best outcome for you and your family. Don Pelletier here. Feel free to reach out to my team and I so we can go over the best strategy of renovations to optimize the sale of your home with the very best return on your investment. You can reach us by phone at 858-336-1114 or by email donp@pelletierhomes.com. Lastly, visit us on the web at donpelletier.com. Thank you.